welcome to yoga. So what I would like to do in this little combination is focus around a little sequence around teaching the downward dog and teaching dolphin pose too. They're both similar and I would like to teach them both today. And of course we'll do, because both of those are a lot of upper body, I want to do some upper body awareness, movement, neck a little bit, and practicing posture to go with those. And then of course some lunges will come into the mix, okay, just to kind of balance out the workout, the yoga practice. And I think we will be kind of touching on a different, 3 different types of planks. And so that is the plan today. We'll see how it goes. I have a tentative plan kind of ready. So things you might need. I am sitting on a pillow right now. Cushioning is nice, but we don't need that a lot. Knee padding would be probably helpful because we're going to be on knees. And so if anybody likes extra padding, you always have that around. I have 2 yoga mats here piled up. And I have the strap. I really want to use the strap for one shoulder movement right in the middle. So I have that right over here. You could live without it, but you might find that movement pretty darn cool. I'm going to put the pillow aside. I don't need it at first. We're going to be seated. You'll see that my yoga mat is turned sideways. That's so I'm able to turn sideways and show you the dolphin and the downward dog and everything. But your mat can be turned any way you need it to be. So we are going to start with upper body awareness. And so I'm going to bring the legs out. Now, truthfully right now, you can be in cross-legged if you love that instead, please. But I just wanted more importance to be put into the tall posture and start here. And so your hands reach out like this. Good. Take a deep breath right here. Nice. So we're going to move into the neck a little bit. So drop your head to your right. Feel the stretch down the neck, down the shoulder. Maybe turn it a little bit on that side. And then up and over to the other side. And deep breath here. And then center it out. Another range of motion. Let's feel turning to one side, looking over your shoulder. And then center, and then over to the other side. So practicing a really slow, big no. Let's do it one more time. That purposeful no. And center out. I want to get the arms moving, so we're going to move into the sunrise. Take your fingers out and back of your shoulders a little bit. And you're going to inhale, reach to the sky, all the way up. And then exhaling the arms down. So let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach. You might hold your breath for a moment as you stretch at the top. And the exhale guides you down. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, as the arms come down, let your head tip down to your chest. Let it hang there a moment. Feel the stretch through the neck. Deep breath. And then from there, you're going to go into a slow half roll. So you can peek by way. Inhale up to your right shoulder. And then exhale down the middle. And then inhale up to the other side. And exhale down the center. So one more time, really slow to each side. Always following your breath instead of my words. Sometimes that might mean we're not going at the same pace. Inhale as you roll up and exhale as you drop down. Good. And lift up. I want to play with the neck just really carefully a little bit. So what I'm going to first have us do is go into a side bend. So it's like this. Inhale up and then exhale over to your right. Just move your neck around a little bit. Bring your hand behind your head. And so you're gently holding the back of your head and you draw your elbow back. Now gently, carefully push the back of your head into your hand and move back a little bit. Deep breath here. Also see your chin. If it's really lifted, see if you can tuck. You're trying your best to lengthen through the neck and push the back of your head slightly back. And then easing out of that. Nice. Inhale up and exhale to the other side. Stay with this and take another deep breath. And then as you're ready, just place your hand behind your head and gently press the back of your head into your hand. Lengthen through the neck, lining up with the spine. Deep breath. So when you are in a downward dog or plank, I will talk about how you want to keep the neck in line with the spine. So just a little practice here. So one more idea. You take both hands behind your head. Your fingers are spread out, holding the back of your head, drawing the elbows back, relaxing the shoulders. So use your fingers to see if you can feel length in your neck, okay? So chin is just balanced in the center, and then gently press the back of your head into your fingers. Deep breath here. Really wake up those shoulders too at the same time. Perfect, that's good for now. All right, we're ready to move to hands and knees so we can start moving into our slide. So this is the time where if you know your knees need extra padding, take the time to pad them up as much as you need. We're going to check into our foundations. Foundations would be the knees for one. How are they feeling? You look down at your hands. Here's another foundation, touching into the floor with your hands. Spread your fingers wide. That is so important. So creating stars with your hands. And then the third one, I'm thinking back into my feet, which you're going to use a lot with downward dogs and dolphin. You want to press back and wake that up. Sweet. All right. So now into a beautiful tabletop. Your toes can be tucked or straight. It's really up to you. You begin to move into your spine. Inhale, release it down. And then exhale, curls. Feel that from the low, mid, all the way to the top. And just relaxing into that, letting your spine move completely from bottom to top. Feel the strength of your core muscles, drawing you up and then releasing you down. Notice your elbows. Have a little micro bend in your arms. Not too big, not too little, just a little tiny micro bend. Actually, little is fine. And notice the spread of your fingers and use the muscles in your fingers, in your hands a little bit. Make that part of this little process. Now stay here, we're going to move back into what's called an active child's pose. So I tuck the toes. They don't have to be tucked if that's uncomfortable. I reach the arms and I don't fall all the way back. It's more of an active child's pose. Drop your head through, neck is long, and then back of your head lifts up just a little bit. Deep breath here. So now something similar to that, we're going to do a shoulder reach where you drop the hips back. So I take this hand back, and you can watch for a moment if you need to catch on to this one, but a shoulder reach, and I rotate a little bit so I can rest down on that arm. And the arm is reaching. I wiggle the fingers. Deep breath here. You can also feel this one down into your lower back. Feel it drawing back and away. Stretching out, getting that shoulder ready for the downward dog and the dolphin. Come on up. And switch to the other side. Little rotation, laying down gently on that shoulder. Deep breath there. Nice. And then easing on up. Perfect. So now we're going to come into, peeking at my notes for a second, yes, a lunge on each side. So bring your right leg through. I'll stay sideways for this. And you make sure you brought it through far enough. So you have a long diagonal and a straight line here. Back toes are tucked now. And you're going to lift up into a slightly active low lunge. And stay here a moment. Good. Deep breath. And the back knee, watch this 2 or 3 times. You're just going to lower it down, and then strength of the leg, lift it up. 2 more of those. Lower and lift, waking up the legs, building some strength, stretching at the same time. Good, now keep it lifted. Your left hand is going to come down on the inside, and you're going to open up into this twist. Take a deep breath here. Wiggle your fingers just a little bit up there. Awesome, and then bring that arm back down, lower, tuck through your abdominals, and take that leg back. And then you're ready to bring your second side through. So left leg through. Take a moment to make sure you brought it through far enough. Good. Deep breath. Lifting the back knee up, active through the legs. So practicing right there. Deep breath. Said that. And then lower down and lift. A couple more of those. Lower down and lift. And then one more. Good. Now keeping the legs strong. Lift up into that low lunge. Place your right hand down. And now your left arm reaches up to the sky. Let's think about the neck here. So I'm peeking your way. So I'm going to tuck my chin. I'm going to see if I can line my neck up with my spine. And then push the back of the head back just a little bit. It's very small movements. Deep breath. Good. And then down. First plank. First plank is really sweet and simple. Knees stay down. And you're on your hands. And you shift your hips forward. If you have any wrist and hand issues, this is where you might decide not to be on the weight of your hands. I'll talk about that with Dolphin. Shift your hips, long body. Press through the hands and really open between the shoulder blades. Nice. Pull the core muscles in. Eyesight is down, and practice pressing the back of your head up just a little bit. Deep breath. Beautiful. All right, so come on back, and I'm going to sit up for a moment because I want to do Dolphin with you in both directions. So what you might discover when you start to practice yoga is that, are you having any wrist or hand issues? Maybe you already know that you do. And sometimes that makes it hard to practice some of the normal yoga things like planks and downward dogs and such. Sometimes it just starts to, you feel it in your wrist, it's just a workout, and you shake it out and you take care, and that's fine. Other times you're going to learn and know that being on your hands in that way is not right for you. Okay? So that's where I want to bring in downward dog. That's why I want to bring in the dolphin pose, that's what I meant to say, and forearm plank. Okay, so here's the first dolphin, and then I'll turn one sideways. So if you want to watch, if this is new to you, or feel free to join. I have my arms like that, and then I'm going to bring my forearms down. It's better to be padded. I'm going to brave this though at the moment. Right there. Okay, and then I practice my legs up, hips up, drop the head through. Good, then I'll lower that down, turn sideways, and do that again with everybody. So looking where my hands are, putting the forearms down. Hands can stay like this, or they can interlace. So two cool options. I'm going to try interlacing. And then lift your hips up into the upside down V. Drop your head, neck is long. Deep breath here. Stretching awesomely back into your heels. You can just walk one heel and then the other. And then dropping the knees down. So now that we're on our forearms, let's play with the forearm plank, the second plank. So now I'm going to shift my hips forward. So this is always an option, anytime, any day you want it. Lift the knees up, lengthen through through a forearm plank. It can also be practiced with the knees down. So keeping that now, lift the back of your head up, tuck the chin, deep breath. And drop your knees and ease your way back into a little child's pose moment, relaxing, breathing. And then shift the hands back. Come on up and take a seat with me so I can teach just a little bit there before we practice downward dog. So I want to get into the shoulders. I'm going to take my padding underneath my hips. You just want to set up comfortable. We're not doing legs right now, we're doing shoulders. So have your strap right there available to you. Good. Fingers reach out. Inhale, reach for the sky. Just a moment here. And exhale. Awesome. So when you're in downward dog, one of the important practices is to bring the shoulders down the back. So I'm going to reach them up briefly and show that by drawing the shoulders down. See all that space I just made right there? That's what you want to find in downward dog. Drawing the shoulders down the back, you'll hear me say. Cool. So now I want to play with that exercise that I love that really opens up the shoulders, wakes them up. So you're going to grab your strap. And you may not be sure the first time where to hold, but I'm going to suggest right about there. And it's a very strong movement, so you try your best to pull your hands away from each other. Add that resistance, and then draw it down behind. Take a deep breath. So you're being very active with this, pulling the hands apart. Like you're trying to gently, strongly rip your scarf apart. Down. Are your shoulders okay with this action? Please release if it's not right for you, but it's going to wake them up beautifully. See what you think. One more. Good. And then take that strap out, toss it aside, inhale up. Ooh, they're a little tired now. Exhale over, hand behind your head, draw the elbow back, and ease up out of that. Relax, other side, reach, hand behind head, draw back, deep breath, and then ease up out of that. How are those shoulders doing? So now we get to move into our downward dog, so feel free, now that you know Dolphin, you can always choose that as an option if your body prefers. So the first downward dog, I really would like to work on turning the hips up. So I would like to strongly suggest that your feet are wide and that your knees are a little bit bent, okay? So go into active child's pose. Anytime, if this is new to you, feel free to watch as many times as you like. I'm looking at the hands and I'm spreading them wide like beautiful stars. Deep breath. So now lifting up into the hips, I'm going to go for the wide feet, and the bent knees is going to help me turn the hips up to the ceiling. Okay, and then you can also practice shoulders down the back, tuck the chin, neck is long, gently pressing the head up a little bit. Deep breath. Pressing the head back into those imaginary hands. Remember that in that movement? Just back a little bit. Deep breath. So now playing with the last plank, you come from your downward dog and you shift your body forward. Shift, shift, shift. Line up the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift it through the body. So strong through the core. Avoid sagging. Put your knees down if you feel like you're sagging, and work on a strong core with your knees down. Press into the hands, shoulders, and really open between the shoulder blades. A little hard to talk while you do this. And then remember the head. So you tuck the chin, the back of the head presses gently into those imaginary hands that are there. Deep breath. Remember the knees can be down, the forearms can be down. Learning and finding the best plank for you. Folding back into downward dog. How are your wrists responding? Tuck your chin, neck is long. Maybe walk the feet closer, but you might still bend your knees a bit and turn the hips up. All right, your knees come down, right leg comes through. Make sure it's make sure it's, anyway, it's right here. Lifting up, we're gonna go into a lunge. So now I go strong through the feet, into the legs, and practice balancing back between the two legs in this lunge. Just take the arms back a little bit, open those shoulders, that we're doing so much awesome work for you. Deep breath here. Nice, really close. We got one more side, so come on down. Inhaling here, exhale, take it back to downward dog. Drop your head, neck is long. Feel that stretch through your heels. Remember, you can alternate this for anything you need. Dolphin pose, child's pose if you like. And now shifting forward into this plank or the plank of your choice. Deep breath here. Remember, lift it. Strong through your core. Lift it through the legs. Blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff. Whew. Folding back into a last little downward dog moment. And then drop the knees, and you can bring your second leg through. Take a moment, bring it through far enough. Lift it all the way up. Draw your core in. Shoulders are back. Take the arms back a little bit. Open them up. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Lower, lower, down. So now take it back. Folding your body back into child's pose. Reaching the arms if that feels good or close to your body. Relaxing in child's pose for 2 or 3 breaths. Perfect. Now walk your hands back. Press your way up to seated. So take a seat for the final little piece. I just wanted to come into some neck rolls just to kind of check back to our neck and see how it's doing. So set your legs up in the most comfortable way. It could be like the beginning. Could be a butterfly stretch with the feet together, or cross-legged if you wish. So let your head relax down to your chest. Deep breath here. Maybe now you can see your breath as you look down to your chest. And roll through your neck. So inhale up to one side. And exhale down the center. And just really relax into this. Inhale up to the other side. Exhale down. Practice that mobility, that movement in your neck space. Range of motion. You might notice if you tend to hold or clench in your jaw a little bit. Can you release that as you move? How's your breath? Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you roll it on up. And now we're going to move into a full circle. So it's like you're using your nose to paint a circle in front of you. Inhale up. time. Inhale up. Exhale, roll it down. And then take it the other way. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Finish off and roll it all the way down the center. And lift up from there. So a lot of upper body in this combination. Also down into the heels and the calves. So thank you so much for practicing with me. Would you bring your palms together to finish off? Let the fingers touch, connect, and then connect into your chest, into your heart. Take a moment to bow your head and take a deep breath underneath that so you feel connecting to that breath. So real simple, the life within me salutes the life within you. Namaste. Thank you.